Hello, akhirnya sudah lama tidak kembali ke sini. Kita akhirnya kembali lagi ya ke hampir udah lupa. Disco Elysium part 3. Ini kayaknya kita habis naik level ya kemarin ya. Experience, oh tuh bisa level up cuy. Kemarin endurance, electrochemistry-nya ini udah naik karena go to a party planet, love and be loved by drugs. Oh my god, keren juga. Mau naikin endurance, level up. Yoi. Aduh, mohon maaf. Lagi pilek nih. Apa lagi yang baru? Tools, nggak ada yang baru. Kita tuh bisa. Oh, bisa pegang flashlight, lucu banget. Ini bisa pegang tangan kiri. Oke. Oke. Makin banyak aja ya di sini ya. Yang belum dikerjain ya.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. On his chest, a fading web of tattoos. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world. Protruding comically from this dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Ngomong ke mayat gimana caranya sih anjir?
He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
Oh, Inland Empire tuh apa? Inland Empire, hunches and gut feelings. Oke.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Ini dia akhirnya guna juga karena kita pintar ya.
A dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something.
Tim kontennya luar biasa sekali ya bikin
down
game
his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
Kono anjing juga nih.
Fucked him up brutal like.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Did we? I don't feel lucky. Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging.
You would
Okay.
still like the hypostasis marks in the neck to be a bit more pronounced.
Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Okay.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
Let's go.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Iya dong. So the branch dong. Maybe we should him down gimana caranya. We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case.
I would
Mabisa
really
itu
prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda. But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch, that's a good spot to aim.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
Tahu ini anak-anak nih.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm.
Yo,
He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. That's a Kiel A9090
Kiel.
Armistice, mass-produced muzzle-loader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice
Oh.
is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes
Nggak kena.
off the walls of the surrounding tenements.
God damn it.
Anjing gak kena. Goblok.
Idiot! Mookabat asshole!
Kuno could have made it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Okay. Ya udah.
Okay.
Let's go.
They do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there... Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
To the gates, let's negotiate.
Okay. Banyak ya. Getting the body down, the victim tattoos. Track down your gun. Ini dulu aja deh ya. Nih, masalahnya ke belakang-belakang sini tuh masih belum ada apa-apa gitu loh.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material eaten up. It's nothing. Someone.
Deh, kita Tunggu. Ntar baterainya habis lagi. Kita pegang ini dulu aja deh, crowbar ya. Biar kalau nanti berantem cepat kita. Kenapa sih fotonya kayak gini? Mukanya sangat-sangat najis sekali. Dan gue juga belum punya bag buat ngumpulin botol buat dapet duit. Jadi ini bisa ngobrol nih. Doi sapose.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, all around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils.
Drama.
This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual words. Or both.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for.
Driver.
Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff
Anjir.
like that.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods.
Gue tangkap lu aja.
Tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
Pelit lu.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks, or some pretty wild stuff I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us lorry drivers. Camioners. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
Oke, gak usah dimintain duit lah
Don't be
ya.
a stranger.
Sian banget. Oke. Di sini ada apa? Oh my god. Cuy, kita jauh-jauh ke sini cuma gitu doang. Kalau nggak salah tuh pencet apa ya? Oh shit, jatuh. Tab. Oh ini dia. Pencet tab buat tahu ada apa ya. Ini apa? Bisa lari. Duit. Lumayan. Ini apa? White tank top buat apa? Oh, kalau dipencet dari jauh
The
dia
small,
lari cuy.
wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something, the photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. No response wherever this woman is. Your words fail to reach her.
Oke. Baiklah kalau begitu. Dari sini bisa ke sana nggak? Oh ini belum ya. Woi, ada mobil cuy. Foreign car. Ini apa duit? Banyak duit di jalanan nih. Oke. Oh bisa lewat sini. Sabar ya, kita ngumpulin duit dulu. Kita lah masih banyak utang nih. Si orang ini siapa ya? Treatise How Idiomatic. Oke, kayaknya nggak ada apa lagi. Dia apa? Baju ya? Oh, tunggu. Kalau pakai shirt jelek banget anjir. Right to work.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
No.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking. Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not allowed to make a living here.
Shame on you!
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were
Given a job to do!
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You trying to meet their fat boss?
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup, open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity.
Let us work!
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Doors locked. The guards blocking the way to the exit. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or what? Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel, bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand
Odd, out-of-place colonial reference there, Mr. Scabby.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? No. Don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Pretty okay as far as lies go.
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Apa? Dapat apa? Seperti dapat sesuatu tadi. Oh,
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man. From the right shoulder, the pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar for you to discover. You've gotten as far as someone who knows about history could tell you. Gone.
oke. Someone who knows about history. Kita gimana nih cara naiknya?
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come,
Cacing.
they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Big guy. He means the leader of the scabs.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money." Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. Can't help you with that, so I'm not really an
bohong.
admirer of dead bodies. Might be someone else from the Union can render assistance. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best measure head in a physical confrontation, or you could
Gimana
convert to a Semini
caranya?
supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely... Not yet, no. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic. Sure. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can...
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
Kalau kita, oh ini apa? Ini siapa? Ini siapa? Ngobrol dulu.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Anjir ngom.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Buset. Punya pacar. Pacarnya dibawa kerja.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. Yes,
He means alcohol.
Oh,
I doubt it. My microcephalic race, so
anjay.
no, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning. Jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. You gave the world eugenics,
Ngomong
electricity,
apa sih ni
and
orang
power.
ni?
You dominated lesser. You will be superseded. Isn't that right?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Ceweknya
There's a
udah
button
males
right
banget.
behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Enough with this begging. You bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you.
Yaelah.
When the walls will be lined.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshahed's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. Well, yes. Why? Don't you want to be a Seminese supremacist? So what if you're not Seminese? You can be anything.
Oh, conceptualization. Ini cuma 13. Berantem apa? Conceptualization. Okay.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
You are obviously a liberal, Seolite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choice. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Those are the
Anjir,
Seminese.
mesti
Every
diajarin
single
dulu nih.
genetic pool has led them out on reprehensible street parades. In Mount Sig, the Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper, the other large Mondial civilization.
Infonya sih panjang ya.
Sibo, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental type A is
Occidental type A.
The Seminese and the Areopagites. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable, the latter is perfected. Type B.
The Koikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a hands-on witch. But look into their eyes and you will see. Pinkness is a racial quality. The Koiko.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Seminole Areopagite superstate will cover
Buset dah.
the entire. Its leaders will be the Vasholian.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream. The revolution came to. The revolution is enough of Tibet mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put. It would be cruel.
Cruel.
Entertain ourselves with their deformities. You understand nothing.
Nah?
To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. You need to internalize what you have heard here today. It does not come instantly.
Mana? Mana sih? Race Enigma. Wah, ada. Ini Race Enigma. Race Enigma. Oh, ini dia. Oh, yang bisa di internalize tuh cuma satu-satu ya. Advanced Race Theory.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss.
Oke, jadi kita harus tunggu selesai internalization baru bisa masuk. Berarti kalau kita nggak bisa masuk, kita nggak bisa. Sini. Kita belum bisa masuk. It says gerih. Oke, kalau gitu kita coba selesain yang lain dulu ya. Ask him about the case.
Yes? What do you want to know? Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify there's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The
Sampai mesti diingetin
RCM,
anjir.
or the Revachol Citizen Militia.
That's right. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. Then you're in luck, because we are in the midst of...
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a workers' coup?
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. Strike, coup, revolution. It's brigandage, however.
Brigandage.
You feel something rising through you, a familiar feeling, an opinion taking form.
Politics is habit forming.
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. That's good.
Tell me
What's
about
there
it.
to say? It's just stupid. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that.
So, he volunteered to represent the 57th. Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are 2 columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills. The rows are endless. Jean-Vic Mayer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Then the rose degrade into green nothingness.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Apa ini?
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right. You look dumb if you keep the lieutenant waiting for too long.
Moralnya kurang satu.
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the... that's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. It's a part of the world, officer.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolary state west of the insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
I can see you're this...
A point of pride to him.
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal ear yourself.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're...
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
Rudimentary.
I can't say that it...
The lieutenant produces his familiar mnemotechnique A6 and idly. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's change the subject.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even. A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch.
Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
A moment passes.
Okay. Ini apa? Map. Acquire capacity of the map. Okay. The Hangman, Inland Empire. Sekarang kita bisa ngapain lagi? Terus ask Kuno what he knows. Oh, bisa nanya Kuno. Okay. Gila, pelan-pelan banget nih ya kita nyelesain case-nya. Oke, Kuno.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away. Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates. Yeah, cocking boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the...
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peeper, Kuno's...
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing? This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
You hear the lieutenant hum.
Nggak ada apa-apa lagi ya.
You're testing Kuno's pa-
Get lost.
Yeah, the kingdom of Kuno. The fuck do you want with it? Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Erie-Opagite descent. It used to be a common first name.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy dinks.
He's hiding something.
Pig, if Kuno was hiding something, it would be hidden.
But it is not hidden, is it, sire? You picked up on it. You should examine the pile of roofing material.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give... Kuno's Kuno, pig?
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that book shit at Kuno. Kuno knows you're lying. Trying to get Kuno hooked on the book.
Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's going to put his hands on you. Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Ray!
Help!
Huh?
He's got the Kuno, help! Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the...
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, fat boy, before Kuno fucks you.
Gimana caranya? Gimana caranya, cuy?
Got fucked by the Kuno.
Kita bisa heal moral. Coba cek lagi.
An inconspicuous pile of the roof. It's nothing. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against. Because it's nice and orderly. Rhythmic pattern calms your mind. No, there's more to this. You get this strain. Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material.
Masuk lihat mana? Kok si Kim nggak ikut? Oi, sini oi. Oh, tuh dia. Bang Kim mana, Bang Kim? Oke lah, siap. Nanti kita lanjut lagi.